Close the door, man. It's Canada. You're gonna let in the blizzard and the dog sled and shit. You ready?
Good morning.
Good morning. Did you have your morning coffee?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Well, we need to sand, as we were talking, we need to sand the sides here. So we're gonna start off on the boss, which is the benchtop oscillating spindle sander.
Oh, that was an acronym.
Yeah. Boss. All right. So, yeah. So the reason this is called an oscillating spindle sander is because it's a spindle sander and it oscillates up and down like this. And the oscillation is to make sure that if something gets stuck in the sandpaper or whatever, you don't get like a groove carved into your work.
Right.
So, but it makes a lot of sand, so we need to hook the vacuum up directly to it.
Be pretty careful with that, eh?
Very careful.
Because you could easily, like, totally do something irreversible.
Yes, you could completely it up easily.
Yeah, well, we could say that, but I wasn't sure if children were watching.
You can see the spindle is directly 90 degrees, so you can see why the body former is so important. It keeps the bodies perfectly 90 degrees so that it fits.
Kind of like the same way when I sharpen my chef's knives.
Really?
I could easily cut them up. But the thing with the knives is it just takes me a long time to get it back to the angle you want it. Because this is wood and it'll be garbage.
Yes, we could be making garbage right now. Feel that.
Silky.
It's really, so it's nice and aligned now. It's square. This has to come in a little bit. There's a little bit of a lip right here, so the sidewall has to come in a little bit.
Yep.
But the idea is to get it all that smooth. And this is a really important stage before we cut the binding slot.
Yeah.
Because the wood can bend. There can be like little bumps and flat spots and stuff. And if you don't sand out all the bumps and flat spots, get it nice and smooth and curvy, then the bindings will not fit properly. It'll be a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So this is a really crucial step. It makes sure the sides are really nice and square to the front.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's another reason why we made the front a little bit thicker than we want it to be at final. So I've had this face down on the sander, and you see we've gotten a little bit, we picked up a little bit of grunge.
Yeah.
Which could be a big problem, but it isn't, because we're going to sand a full millimeter off of it.
Yeah, almost looks like Willie Nelson's guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that. It's aging. We did that on purpose.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, a little bit more to do. Boy, Jiv, I think we've got it.
By Jove.
Except for this little corner here. There's a little bump right there. Feel it?
Yeah. Very.
Right here, there's a little bump right there. So one little more touch.
Yeah, I feel it.
A little kiss on the sand. I'm so happy that the walls came out like perfectly 90 degrees to the soundboard, because in learning guitars that hasn't always been the case, which makes it basically impossible to sand with the spindle sander if the walls aren't 90 degrees.
Well, isn't that a given?
What's that?
For them to be 90 degrees.
Well, they should be, if you do it right.
Right. So.
When you're learning, you don't always do it right.
Okay. But you're doing it right.
Don't judge me, man. Attainable goal. However, contentment is an attainable goal, and you can maintain it, whereas happiness is transient.
Night-night.
Bye, boss. Huh?
Night-night.
Like everything in my shop is on wheels because my shop is so tiny. Makes it much more convenient. Okay, so now we need the binding jig, which is right here. This is a weird tool that I built. I could have bought one for $1,000. But it's not a very complicated tool. It's just a very specific luthier tool. So they don't make hundreds of thousands or millions of them like they do with drills and stuff. And the way it works, if you
That's
see
why
here,
they're so expensive.
there's a spinning, because there's not very many are made. There's a spinning bit here. And if I take this and run it along here, you can see how it's going to carve a little channel there.
Yep.
That's how it works. And the purpose of this is to make sure it stays perpendicular, because the back, of course, is curved. So if I were to run the back against, then the slot wouldn't be
exactly
in line, and that causes problems. So what I need to do is I need to set the depth of this and the thickness so that it matches the binding that I have.
Right. You adjust it with these things?
These things and this thing. So this is in and out. So I can do how deep it goes down the side.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And then this part moving up and down is how deep it goes into the body.
Yeah. So this is up and down.
Yeah. So these.
Oh, I see the slot there. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a slot, and I can move this
Right.
up and down. It's pretty tight, deliberately so. So that's 0. And then I can just make it as deep as it. So what I do is I take the piece of the binding and I figure out how deep it needs to go this way. And when I have that right, then I tighten this up, and then I figure out how deep I want it to go this way, and I adjust this so you go in and out until it's the depth that I want it to be. So that's about right. I don't want it to be the same depth as this, because I'm gonna sand one of the sides off of this once it's in place. So that's approximately correct. Actually, I think it's a little too deep. But of course, you never try it out on your guitar first. You try it out on some scrap wood first.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I can already tell that that's too deep. So this needs to come up a bit. So yeah, the really expensive ones have easier adjustment and everything. They're just too expensive. Like, I do this for a hobby, man.
Well, after you've sold a few ukuleles, guitars, banjos, and
Maybe I can afford
sitars.
one. Sitars. Huh, I never thought about. I should make a sitar too. Here's a piece of wood I'm gonna practice on. I'm gonna use for my practice wood to see if I've got the depth and everything just right. So I need to plug this in. This is one of the best tools I've ever invested in. It's so easy to run power anywhere in my shop. $50 at Canadian Tire.
Bit of a plug for Canadian Tire.
Tool's a bit noisy. Ready? Normally I go over it a couple of times to make sure it's nice. And that actually feels perfect. So you can see it's sticking up a little bit.
A little bit,
which
yeah,
means
about
we'll sand it down.
about
Right?
half a millimeter or something
Yep,
like that.
and it's sticking up above here, which means when I sand the top off of it, you'll see that striping pattern on the top as well. So
That's actually could be a little bit deeper, couldn't it?
this way.
Yeah.
It could be. It could be, but I don't have any space left on my tool.
Oh, that's it? That's the limit?
Yeah, so I'd have to shave this back a little bit, which I could take this off and do no problem.
If you wanted to do that.
If I wanted to do that. Yeah.
Much.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Anything can be done. There's a
Anything can be
solution
done.
for everything.
The thing is, I want it to be as close as possible. I don't want a big gap there because I don't want to accidentally tilt and rock the instrument while it's in there.
Right.
Okay, are we feeling brave?
Yes, we are.
Because this is very nerve-wracking to do this.
Yes, because you only have one chance.
Yeah, there's a lot of stakes. We put a lot of work into this, and
Yeah.
the stakes are high because
That's right.
we could really it up.
Yes.
So, before I do this, to steady my hands, I need a drink of coffee.
Right. Not whiskey or gin.
No, then I would for sure it up.
I used to, like when I was going to art school, there was this painter. He always had gin. Yep, it steadied his nerves so he could paint. He was obviously an alcoholic.
Interesting. Okay, here we go. I don't think you want to be there because you're going to get all the chips are going to go right into the camera.
All right. I can smell it.
Yeah.
It smells like a dull blade.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, it's a bit burning, eh?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna go around again.
Can you sharpen that very easily?
No, I'll have to get a new one.
Let's get a close-up of that channel. Well,
Don't rush me. Gotta be perfect.
well could mean anything.
Okay. Looking mighty fine. Power of the touch is everything. Nope, there's a bump right here on the one. There's a bump right here. There's a little bump I left here with the oscillating sander. So I have to go back and take that bump out and then come back here and finish this little bit.
I thought you took that bump out.
No, that was on this side.
Oh,
Feel.
yeah.
So that's a little bump there. Okay, back to the... Oh no, I need a little bit over here too. There's a slightest little bit right there, I don't think.
Otherwise, it won't be perfect.
Just a little bit of more depth is needed right here.
As you said, it's really important to get that right.
It is really, really important to get it right. So, yeah, this tape has to come off.
Don't need that tape no more, eh?
Well, it's in the way. I should have just temporarily glued this piece in. The tape is, see there's a flat spot right there?
Mm-hmm.
It's from the tape.
Yeah.
I'm gonna temporarily glue that on so I don't have tape in the way. Pissing me off. There we go. Hopefully that'll be enough to hold it.
That's a tender, a flaky, and a nice.
And now the other side. So we're 50% done, the scariest bit in the whole making. So now for the other 50%.
With the dull blade.
With the not exactly sharp enough blade. done.
Get all that fluff off the edges.
Yeah.
Very carefully. So you have to make sure the edges still square though.
You're right. That's true. However, after we put the binding on, we are going to flatten and scrape this down, so it's going to be thinner.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do want to be careful about that, but it's not like mission critical.
Not crucial.
It's like getting a bit of dirt on the top here. It's not that critical. You don't want to do it. You want to avoid it, but if it's not a big deal if you haven't done it.
Acha, Baba.
Just using sandpaper to smooth out any last little bits and humps that might be in there. Because the smoother I can make it, the better the binding will fit.
The more better.
And I'm not the best at making binding fit, so I'm learning the hard way, which is the way I learn almost everything.
But not being the best and wanting to be the best causes you to be the best.
Yes. One day, in about 70 years, I will be a master.
Yeah.
I'll put that on my grave. I'll put, he was a bastard. I mean, master.
I'm not going to have a grave.
No, I don't want a grave either. I don't want my stinky bones and guts fouling up the environment.
Oh, I don't care about that. Because dust to dust. But, you know, regardless of that, I don't want my body to be wasting space.
Well, yeah. Yeah, what's the point of a grave?
Well, you know, I mean, people will philosophize about it. And
I've always wished that when I die, I could be shot into the sun and become more star stuff, but I realize that that's probably going to be way too expensive. So, you know.
That's kind of arrogant.
Yeah. You know, a flamethrower and a garden bed would be fine for me.
Yeah. That's kind of dramatic.
Let me be a tree. I'll be some trees. That'd be good. Probably less stressful.
You know the big tree that I was talking about the other day with the crows?
The big tree. Yeah.
With the crows?
Yeah.
That was the tree that Mom's ashes were put around.
I was there.
Right? But it's that tree.
Yeah.
Yes, we were all there.
Okay. Getting ahead of myself. I don't need to sand that stuff right now.
Right.
So, our next step is going to be binding. We're not going to do this today because there's a bit of work, which will begin with turning on the bender and getting this bent into shape where it fits very snugly all on its own. That's going to be our call.
So you don't have to rely on the glue.
That's
to
right.
Shape it.
That's right. You want it to just sit there comfortably by itself, which it will do.
And that looks like it's going to fit beautifully.
It does. Looks like it's going to be
Look
very
at
nice
that.
fit.
Look at that. It's nice.
It's nice.
That is
Okay.
very nice.
So, if you like this video, don't forget to, what is it I'm supposed to say? Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to our channel so you can...
Not this.
Not that. So you can
This.
see more of this, not this. If you do this, just don't subscribe to us.
Yeah.
Uh,
But if you do this, that's okay
You're
too.
making me forget. Like, subscribe, comment if you want to comment. Even if it's rude, that's okay. And share this with your friends.
If it's rude, we'll just block you.
We might say something rude or sardonic in response. Probably not rude.
Sarcastic and facetious.
Probably something sarcastic or facetious or obsequious.
Or obsequious. That's a good word.
Bye.
Bye.